I never imagined the villa I bought with my own savings would become the place where my heart shattered. Yet somehow, where I finally woke up to the truth. The truth about my marriage. The truth about myself. And the truth about the people we trust far too easily. Started 3 months ago. When my husband, Daniel, began coming home late. Smelling of a perfume I didn't recognize. One that didn't belong in our home. And definitely didn't belong on his shirt collar. He would give excuses. Meetings, clients, late-night emergencies. And I wanted to believe him. Because when you love someone, you cling to hope even when your heart whispers that it's lying to you. But then little things began piling up. Like pieces of a puzzle meant to show me a picture I didn't want to see. He changed his phone password. He started dressing nicer for work. And worst of all, he became distant. Not angry, not cold. Just gone. Gone from conversations. Gone from our bed. Gone from me. One evening while he showered, his phone lit up on the nightstand. A message preview flashed on the screen. Can't wait to see you at the villa again. I miss you. Again. Again. The word stabbed deeper than the betrayal itself. My villa. The villa I bought with the inheritance my father left me. The one I gifted Daniel access to. Because I believed in sharing everything with my husband. My villa was where he took her. I didn't open the message. I didn't touch his phone. I simply let the truth sink in. Like a slow poison spreading through my veins. I knew I needed proof. Not for myself. But because I wanted him to face what he had done. Without being able to twist or deny any of it. So the next morning, I quietly drove to the villa. And when I arrived, I noticed something strange. Car parked a few meters away. Engine off. Windows tinted. At first I thought it was a neighbor. But then a man stepped out. He looked tense, angry, and exhausted in a way that only heartbreak can carve into a person. He walked up to me cautiously and said, "You must be the wife." His voice cracked on the last word. "I'm Ethan," he added. Her husband. Her husband. The lover's husband. The woman my husband betrayed me with. Was also someone else's pain. Someone else's heartbreak. Someone else's wife. For a moment we just stood there. Two strangers tied together by the same wound. And then he said something that changed everything. "I tracked her phone. They're coming here today." My stomach twisted. My pulse became a drum inside my ears. And all I could whisper was, "Then let's wait." We went inside the villa. A place once filled with dreams of weekends away and quiet laughter. Now suffocating with dread. Every minute felt like an hour. As Ethan paced near the window. And I sat on the couch where Daniel and I used to drink morning coffee. I thought of every sacrifice I made. Every time I chose patience instead of anger. Every time I forgave small things. Because I believed love was supposed to bend without breaking. But now I realized, I was the only one bending, while he was breaking every vow he ever made. Then we heard it. The sound of a car pulling up the gravel driveway. My breath caught in my throat. Ethan went still. Jaw clenched. Hands shaking. We stood side by side. Two betrayed spouses bracing for the moment. That would either destroy us, or set us free. The villa door opened. And Daniel walked in first, laughing, holding a bouquet of roses. Roses he had never brought me without being reminded. Behind him came her, Grace, a woman with perfect hair, perfect smile, perfect lies. The moment Daniel saw me and Ethan standing there, his face drained of color, he froze mid-step, the roses slipping from his hand, and scattering across the floor. Grace gasped, covering her mouth with trembling fingers. Ethan spoke first. His voice a storm barely contained. "Enjoying the villa. Or should I say, the crime scene?" Daniel stuttered. I can explain." But I stepped forward and said softly, "No, you can't. Because explanations can't fix betrayal. Just like apologies can't rebuild trust that's been smashed to dust. For the first time, I saw Daniel for who he truly was. Not the man I married, but the man he had become. Selfish, careless, and unrecognizable. Grace tried to approach Ethan, her eyes pleading. But he raised a hand and said, "Don't. I've heard enough lies." His voice broke, and for a moment, I felt his pain as fiercely as my own. Daniel reached toward me, whispering, "Please, let's talk alone." But I stepped back. "No, Daniel. The only conversation left is about how we end this." Something in him collapsed then. A panic he couldn't hide, because he never expected me to walk away. He always thought I was too soft, too forgiving, too in love to ever leave. But betrayal has a strange way of giving you strength. A strength built from the ashes of everything you lost. Ethan and I walked out together, leaving them standing in the ruins of their own choices. Outside he asked quietly, "Are you going to be okay?" I took a deep breath, feeling the sting of tears, but also the first spark of something I hadn't felt in months. Freedom. "I will be," I said. And for once, I believed it. Today the villa is mine again. Not a place of betrayal, but a reminder of survival. I'm rebuilding my life. Brick by brick. Truth by truth. Strength by strength. And maybe one day, when the scars aren't so fresh, I'll look back and thank the moment when my world broke open, because it finally allowed me to walk out of the darkness and into myself again.